YouTube was out, y'all boys, man. It's your boy was and the title of this video catch a lot of people by surprise, but I can explain why. Now, see, the title of this video is "White Supremacy Doesn't Exist." I read a lot. The ISIS Papers: The Keys to the Colors by Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. This book right here. Got knowledgeable about this book by listening to Rizza Islam. That brother's intelligent. He told me about this book. Now, a segment of this book describes how white supremacy is actually an inferiority complex. How they abused people, misused, raped people, sexually assaulted them, exploited them, and exploited them to this day. So let me give you a few quotes that I came across in this book. This chapter is chapter 20, Black Children in the Process of Inferiorization. Okay, this is page 243 of chapter 20. So, and I quote: "Sufficient data and evidence are in. After 127 years of so-called emancipation, the white collective has demonstrated that it is not, keyword does not, intend to develop black children maximally to the max. It doesn't intend to maximally develop us, but I'm maximally developed. I got it out the muscle." It also states, still, whites are talking about black children and black people as being genetically inferior to themselves. So, we're all human, right? We're all the human race, okay? So, inferiorization, that doesn't exist. The only thing inferior is conditions and when we grew up. Now, there's multiple studies taken of when black kids and white kids come up in similar environments, in the same environment, black kids and white kids have the same. And a lot of times, black kids might have a little bit higher on the IQ test of knowledge of school and test-taking abilities. But this just shows that white supremacy is a false concept. It's a false concept based off of, let's say we playing chess. If I sabotage you and I beat you and then I say I'm superior to you, am I really superior or did I cheat? A system of white superiority is a process of cheating to cripple the black kid's ability to be on the same playing field. If I were to grow up without a father, if I were to grow up without funds, if I was to grow up in poverty around gangs, I would be a lot different than I am right now, let me tell you that. And they would call me inferior when in fact I just had an inferior deck of cards dealt to me. You understand me? Another quote that I found really reasonable was this one from chapter 21, Racism and Black Child and Youth Inferiorization, page 254. Now, I'm going to read it. "However, it is not possible to comprehend the process of inferiorization of black youth and the seriously compromised functioning of the black adult without specific understanding of racism as the struggle for genetic survival on the part of the genetically recessive global white minority population that currently controls power in the world." Now, in case you didn't know, white people, no offense to y'all, I don't have problems with the average white man. I have problems with the white people who run shit, who say that black people are inferior. If you're white, I have no problems with you. But if you walking around talking about, yeah, we superior to black people, then you're a problem. You're the problem yourself. If you have a problem with me, then you're the problem yourself. So, white people, they're the global minority, meaning they represent less. There are more colored people. They don't want y'all to hear this. There are more colored people on this planet than white. White people are the genetically recessive global white minority population that currently controls power in the world. Alright? Few blacks or other non-whites understand racism at this level. They don't even understand it. They fail to understand that white supremacy is actual systematic warfare being conducted by white people, by people who classify themselves as white against people who classify as non-whites. Essentially, white supremacy is a survival tactic to cripple your ability to live and function and reach old age, and to enable them to reach older ages more easily. That's why the rappers who glorify murder and killing and all this stuff, they're on top of the media. It's an agenda. It's an agenda. If you in our culture so ignorant, they don't read, that they don't know that this is an agenda. It's literally systematic warfare being conducted by people who classify themselves as white against those who classify as non-white. So they can promote the murder, killing of the black man. But if you kill another white man, boy, what? Boy, they shutting that down ASAP. So it's a survival tactic. They're gonna promote you killing each other, but they're gonna promote unity within themselves. It's a survival tactic. If I can get my enemy to kill themselves, fight with each other, I don't even have to do it with them. I'm gonna survive off them killing each other. Few blacks or other non-white people are aware that white scholars and experts are discussing their projection by the year 2073, which is 50 years. So a half century from now, whites will represent fewer than 3% of the people on the planet. Think about that. The white majority is what they call themselves, even though they're the global minority. We're not. Colored people were never a minority. I don't even know why they even call them that. They were never the minority. They were always the majority. They may be the minority in America, even though that's going to change real soon. And nobody is aware that whites will represent fewer than 3% of the people on the planet. Meaning colored people are going to be the overwhelming majority, 97% of people on the planet. Think about that. So it's going to be like 97 colored people to every one white person. This is just facts. I'm not even saying this in a disrespectful manner. It's just facts. You understand me? So, and reading this, it gave me deeper perspective, and why white supremacy is actually a survival tactic. It's actually an inferiority complex. I always thought this, but I never thought there was other people that thought the same way as me. I always thought it was an inferiority complex. Because let me tell you this. We all think we are superior to animals, right? Right? We don't walk around enslaving animals. Grape, my bad. I'm going to mute that out. We don't grape animals. Some people do, they weirdos. But we don't. Some people do put them in chains, actually. But we don't force them to do labor for us like they did slaves. You hear me? We don't mentally abuse them and make them feel inferior to us. They just look up to us and think we're superior. They think humans they're superior, so they follow us and look to us as leaders. But we won't ever, you know what I'm saying? So if you think you're superior to something, why would you take such extreme measures to show your dominance? It's not necessary. If you're dominant, then the submissive one usually just looks down, walks the other way. But it's ignorance. White supremacy, that's not a real thing. You have supreme upbringing, a supreme level of things you were given, a supreme position that you were put in. You had 2-parent households. You didn't get drugs and guns put in your community to disrupt your community. You didn't have that. That's what happened to the colored communities. They got drugs put in the communities to string people out on drugs, to jail people who was on those drugs, but the government still gives people those drugs for medication. They're selling to you what they jail you for. Then they give us guns to kill each other. But then they call us inferior. I'm not inferior to no man. My knowledge, my wisdom, my understanding is superior. To like, comment, subscribe, and share this to somebody who need to hear it. We're on the road to 16. We're going to get the mafia too strong. I love y'all. Till next time.